So I'm here again to talk about this hick pastor, Joel Osteen. I just can't get over the fact that every time he comes on, like whenever he comes on TV, like I immediately flip the channel. If I'm watching TV, I immediately flip it because I'm like, he just spouting a bunch of BS. And now a lot of BS has come back to bite him in the ass because a lot of people went in, and I mean they went in on Joel Osteen. Now, the last time I talked about Joel Osteen was basically how he treated his parishioners during what happened with Hurricane, I think it was Harvey, back in 2018. And many people were so upset about that. And I think that's when the world at large got a glimpse of what Joel Osteen was really like. Like they said, Joel Osteen, you had enough room in your church to open up so people could get in while it was flooded on the bottom. You could have let the people stay on the top level where there was nothing, no damages. But he didn't even do that. Them people were stranded out there while this guy was on another side of town in his nice mansion where there was no damage. And in my opinion, he was gloating, in my honest opinion, when it came to that. But I've always said Joel Osteen is like the white TD Jakes. That's not a compliment at all. Just letting y'all know that. But basically what happened is Joel Osteen, he went on the Today Show to promote his book. And people, they did not like that. They didn't like what he had to say, especially from his status and his position. And not so shockingly, it was mainly PC people who had the most to say about it. But I'm going to go ahead and read this article coming from Cron.com. It says, Houston mega church Pastor Joel Osteen went on the Today Show to talk about his new book, Peaceful on Purpose, but it brought anything but peace to Twitter today. Resident tweeters reacted very strongly to Osteen's appearance, sending his name to Twitter's trending topics list. And seemingly none of those reactions were positive, especially when Osteen, a guy that sure has a lot, offered advice to viewers that included don't focus on what you have or don't have in order to have a peaceful life. Now, I'm going to read to you what some of the tweets said. One person said, I've gotten more sincere advice from bathroom graffiti than from anything Joel Osteen has said. Sorry about that. Pop up right there. Someone else said, eager for the wider world to realize Joel Osteen is a pioneer in shameless grifting. The only person Joel Osteen cares about is Joel Osteen. Another person said, I know I'm not cut out for journalism as I watch Savannah and Hoda be cheerful and excited while interviewing Joel Osteen. I can only fake so much. One other person said, Joel Osteen on the Today Show is ridiculous. Ask him the hard questions. How come he worships money and leaves his desperate flock responsible for paying him? How much PPP money did he take? This is why we need to tax them. And this is a snake oil salesman at Savannah Guthrie and at Hoda KOTB. Several brought up Osteen's lackluster response, to put it lightly, during Hurricane Harvey. Just a reminder, Joel Osteen is nothing more than a con artist, and the Today Show is helping him with his con. Hashtag tax the churches. It's far from the first time the controversial pastor has drawn ire from the internet. He's been roasted often for his more than $50 million net worth, the fact that his gigantic church goes untaxed like all churches, that Lakewood Church got $4.4 million in federal PPP loans during the pandemic, and for his ongoing choice in hairstyle. Now, the last time I did a video talking about someone using the PPP loans also was a pastor, and it was local from where I'm at. But the only difference between him and Joel Osteen is that he was a black pastor. He wasn't a mega church only pastor. But with all the money he took, I still can't get over the fact that that man bought 30 plus cars. Like, that still boggles my mind. Like, where did he put all of those cars at? But again, that was another pastor. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't go to the church anymore. But I can't feel too bad for a lot of people that still go, because you're giving these churches your money, and it's not going to the places where you think it's going. It's going into pockets like Joel Osteen to help fund his lifestyle. They said this man got a $50 million net worth. Do you think he actually got all of that just on merit or hard work? Oh, he worked hard, all right. He worked hard in finessing a lot of his flock. And he got more money. His book, The Latest and Inspirational Quote-Unquote Products and Books from the Pastor, is out May 18th. I don't think it's going to go on to the New York's bestseller or anything like that, considering many people have a problem with him. But yeah, one thing my grandmother always says about these type of people, she loves saying it, and I love hearing her say it because of the tone she uses it, is she calls them a bunch of crooks. And that's what they are. They are a bunch of legalized crooks. Like, literally, that's all they do all day is take, and put into their pockets, into their bank vault, into their accounts, offshore or within, no Swiss, whatever. I'm like, did y'all not learn from what he did back in 2018 with Hurricane Harvey and how he treated the people? That was a dead giveaway. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to Joel Osteen before, but I definitely like pushed him out of my sight or my line of fire after that. Like, that's crazy. And if you are a black person, I'm going to Joel Osteen, I don't know what's wrong with you. Because I remember at one point, like when I would go over to family house and, you know, if it was a Sunday or something like that, Joel Osteen would be on their TV. I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this Joel Osteen who's always talking into the camera with this wide mouth and them long teeth, looking like, I don't know, just something out of a horror series. I'm like, this guy does not look well. But yeah, he comes, like I said, he comes from a long line of mega church pastors who be milking the people. Of course, they don't get taxed because the churches don't get taxed. And I'm willing to bet, you know, if they started taxing them, I bet you they would have to make a shift in their lifestyle. That's why they can afford to live lavishly, because they don't get taxed. They keep all of their money. Every dime that they get, they, for the most part, keep all of it. Meanwhile, the people that donate to their church, they the ones getting heavily taxed. But like I said, I can't feel completely bad for them too, because, you know, those same people that keep donating to them are the ones that's helping fund their lifestyle. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I'll talk to you in the next one.